You can see here, though, this is just incredible, the company that he is joining. ESPN Bet is the official sports book of ESPN. New users get $100
There you go.
bonus bets.
You like that, Woj?
For making any sportsbook bet. Check out Big Perk's Big Man Parlay exclusively in the ESPN Bet app if you want to ride with Perk or any of the other big men. But, Brian, yesterday you said that despite the Spurs being last, right, Wemby wants to win now. He wants to win now. He played every single minute of the fourth quarter last night for the second straight game, the only 2 quarters where he's played all 12 minutes this season. So what's impressed you the most about him?
People aren't giving Wembanyama enough credit, enough attention, because not only is he playing awesome, this guy trash talks. This guy trash talks like you, and because he speaks with an accent and because he doesn't monotone, he doesn't get it. Listen to what he said after this game.
Very important for me because it's, I'm convinced that, I am who I am. I'm in the organization, that trusts me. I'm convinced that the best way for me to help my team is by being also individually performing and on a whole season. So it's so yes, individual awards like Rookie of the Year are very important for me.
Okay, now I want you to think about in 2004, if LeBron James came out after a game, after his team went 2-10 in a month, which is what happened with Victor, and he said, "I'm him and I want to win every award." Cold pizza would have gone into meltdown the next day on ESPN, okay? But Victor, because the way he talks about it, nobody does it. This guy, he was pissed off that he didn't win the skills challenge. He was angry at the All-Star weekend because Anthony Edwards screwed around. He wants to win it all. He wants it all. And he just said it. I care about the individual awards. He said earlier, we talked yesterday, he wants his team to win. He said he wants to win the dunk contest, the three-point contest, the All-Star Game MVP. He wants to win everything and doesn't just do it. He talks about it. I'm telling you, this guy is a gem. The NBA is going to discover it. The idea that a Chet Holmgren, Victor Wembanyama game was not going to be on national television, retired. Next year going forward, every time these two guys are going to play, it's going to be on national TV. Just wait and watch. Get on the train.
They should be, there should be an allergy. He has an allergy, rather, to losing. But the San Antonio Spurs team has not been good this season, Woj. So what does the outlook look like for the Spurs as they're trying to sort of put a support system around Victor here?
The Spurs can't treat this like a long-term rebuild. They can't, you hear in these organizations, we can't skip steps. They've got to move quickly in putting a real team around him. This is a team that I think what this organization said before the season, coming into Victor Wembanyama's rookie year, is he will dictate essentially the timeline. This group will dictate the timeline for how quickly he's ready for speeding this thing up. I think he's delivered that message. This is a player who's going to be, we said this at the draft last year. He's going to be the best player at both ends of the floor by his 3rd season in the NBA. I wonder if that wasn't too conservative. And by next season, this is a player who, he's going to win multiple MVPs. He's going to start winning them quickly. And the Defensive Player of the Year award will be retired in his name. No one else is ever going to win this, maybe after this year.
I love the way Woj talks about Victor because he doesn't talk about like this. But here's why this is going to be hard. Because the 2025 draft is expected to be much, much better than the 2024 draft. The Spurs have multiple picks right now in the 2025 draft, and especially theirs. And it's going to be very tempting for them to go slow, I think, because, they may spend in free agency and trade, and they may only be able to get, look what the Houston Rockets did. The Houston Rockets were one of the worst teams in the league last year. They said, we want to get better. They spent a bunch of money, they made a bunch of moves, and they're now in 12th. The Spurs probably don't want to do that. They probably would like to draft high again in 2025. It's going to be hard to do what I think Victor is kind of forcing them to do.
Well, they're going to draft high again this season, which is helpful. And look, they may not have a choice about where they draft in 2025, not only because of what Wembanyama wants, but because of how damn good he is. He is so good already, it's ridiculous.
They won't be one of the 3rd worst teams in the league and have a chance.
You see it with LeBron. The Cavs never drafted high again because LeBron was so good. It can't be stated enough. All of these things you guys are saying, you choose your words carefully when you describe a prospect, and those are the words you're saying. He has exceeded that hype. He is getting better stronger, more well-rounded, more durable as the season goes on. And as bad as the Spurs are, they allow 120 points per 100 possessions when Wemby is on the bench and 112 when he's on the floor. That's the difference between the worst defense in the NBA and a top 5 defense in the NBA. This guy, there is no ceiling. The ceiling doesn't exist. There's no ceiling.
Zach, you said getting stronger. It was the only element to his game, or to him, that wasn't there when he arrived. There was no other part of his talent that wasn't ready to dominate in this league. He had to get stronger. It wasn't shooting. It wasn't his shot blocking ability. All of those things. And as his body matures and gets stronger, it is remarkable to see. Perk, you played in this league as a rookie, and to dominate the league, it didn't take him very long to figure it out. And saw him in person the other night against the Lakers, and you just see on the floor his presence. Even if you are on the other side of the court and away from the ball, you feel him, his presence on the court, and you see everyone reacting to it in a way I've never seen another player on the defensive end.
He's the greatest prospect ever, right? We all agree on that. Pressure make diamonds, but pressure also bursts pipes. And if the San Antonio Spurs don't act quickly, it's going to be a flood in San Antonio. They have to put the pieces around him because this young man wants to win, wants to win. His historical moments, you hear him in the post-game interview, he's not satisfied, he's not happy because some of those moments came with L's. So if you're the Spurs, you're on the clock. For one time in your life, you're actually on the clock.
And you know what should be terrifying for the rest of the NBA? Victor shot 41% from 3 in the month of February. He can go off the dribble, he can create for himself, he is only getting better.